Here we go. Spoiler alert, audience. Hi, everybody. Hello.
I like the blue.
I like you. Did you just curse me? Hi, everybody. Hi, Danny. Look at the people today. Our last show before the fair. Everybody's waiting for the fair. That's right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hello. Have a seat. Let's get started. Thank you so much for being here. It is our final show before the state fair. Kendall is off this week, so please say hello to our good friend. It's Miss Shane over there. Hello, Shane.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
We just want an update on you. Let's hear
I know.
it. I'm fine. What's your story?
I know. I was bitten by the Lisa Rinna spider. My lip is. Thank you, audience. Thank you. I don't know what happened. This is day 2 of lip. I went to Florida over the weekend, and Monday I woke up and I'm like, my lip feels weird. And then by the plane ride that night, I'm like, oh, my lip feels weird. I woke up yesterday, my lip looks weird. I don't know what. So I went to a clinic. She looked at me like, I don't know, and then gave me some antibiotics, and then I realized today I'm like, oh wait, I know a dermatologist. So I called up the dermatologist, and she thinks that it's not she thinks I had a reaction to something like maybe something at Disney World. Blue milk. Blue milk, yeah, from Star Wars land. Maybe I made out with an Ewok. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what happened, But my thing is, because I love her, I'm just going around telling people that I got bit by a Lisa Rinna spider. Because now I have Lisa Rinna lips, or Kim Zolciak's lips. But
I do like how you said when you walked into the clinic, you're like, I think I got bit by a spider. And she's like, everyone thinks they got bit by a spider, but no one really gets bit by spiders.
I know. My nurse said yesterday, she goes, okay, hi, and I go, hi, and she said, what seems to be the problem? And I looked at her like, well, what do you think is the problem? What do you think is the problem? And then she laughed, and I said, hello. My lips say hello before I do. And she goes, and she said, oh, yeah. And then, so yeah, she said, like the old wives' tale, I go, you know, it might be this. I might have been bitten by a spider. And she starts laughing. I go, why are you laughing? And she said, we, the public, I guess she hears that all the time, like when there's a bump, I think I was bitten by a spider. She goes, just so you know, that doesn't happen on a regular basis.
Spiders getting a bad rap.
And then it was, then this is it, then I get home, and Colin hadn't seen me since the plane ride. So on the plane, I looked pretty decent. So this is me, can I tell you, and he didn't mean this, but I'm at home and I'm miserable. And I have an I'll use this as my ice pack. I have the ice pack on like this, and he walks in, and I said, no, I'll play the role of Colin and me. And he walks in, and he goes, hey, how was your day? And I went like this, he goes, oh, like that. And I went, don't do that. I didn't need that. He like jumped away. I'm like, it's not that big.
So I guess you're not going to be getting lip injections anytime soon.
No, I will not, no.
Little test run.
And you will notice, please stay tuned to the show, because you'll notice I can't pronounce certain letters well, which is hysterical. So, you know, this is going to be a fun hour. So let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. I'm hoping it goes down a little bit before the state fair tomorrow. Okay, let's get started. We now know who will be on the new season of Dancing with the Semi-Stars. The cast has revealed. I'm loving this audience today. Oh, I'll tell them right now. Executive producer Jeff, and we decided, since y'all are our final regular guests in our regular studio before the fair and our new season, you get the last mugs that we have for season 4. That's right, yeah. Everybody. That's it. Then they're gone. Okay, anyway. Back to Dancing with the Semi-Stars. The cast was revealed on GMA today. Look at this.
Karamo Brown from Queer Eye. It's the Bachelorette, Hannah Brown. And now, country superstar Lauren Elena. A personal favorite here is Dawson from Dawson's Creek.
Okay. He went from the creek to the dance floor. That was Dawson. The other stars include Kel Mitchell, formerly of Keen and Kel, Lamar Odom, Allie Brooke from Fifth Harmony, Kate Flannery from The Office, and one of my favorites, Christy Brinkley. I think she's going to do great, yeah. Christy Brinkley, who looks like she's like 14 years old. She looks fantastic. Yeah, Lamar Odom, don't know quite how I feel about that, but okay, yeah. And our buddy Alan Burstyn, who is from Minnesota, he's returning as a pro. We love Alan Burstyn here.
Do we know who they're with yet?
No, they didn't reveal. That's a surprise. Okay.
They're really drawing it out.
Oh, girl, please.
All right.
Well, they're drawing it out because remember, we haven't seen Dancing with the Stars in about a year because last season with Bobby Bones, right? Bobby Bones, a DJ. That season was a disaster. So they got rid of the spring season. And ABC was like, no, we're only going to do this once a year because we're physically running out of C-list stars. We are, seriously, we're running out of them.
Do you think this is an improvement upon last season?
Yeah, I think this is a decent, this is what happens when you only do it once a year. We got Dawson. I mean, I'll take Dawson. I mean, you know, that's great.
I thought he was on a show. Right, no, he's not.
He's on a show right now?
Like a real show, yeah.
No, I think he's like opening boat shows or something. I don't know. No, I just know. I don't think he is. I love Dawson. I know. But I like Pacey. I'm sorry. I like Pacey. Yeah. Oof. Were you Dawson or Pacey?
I was a Dawson.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I like the blonde.
Okay. I can't get over the forehead. I can't. Yeah. Dawson had a very unique
forehead. Why you gotta ruin all my crushes?
I'm sorry, I know,
You ruined Nick Jonas for me too.
I know, I ruined Nick Jonas for her because I told her, and it's the truth, Nick Jonas has 3 front teeth. He does. I'm sorry, I love him. I would pay money to look like that. But I'm sorry, when he smiles, 3 front teeth.
And now that's all you'll see.
And now, if you haven't done it before, you're all gonna Google it. I know Danny in the audience is gonna Google it. The dude has 3 front teeth. I'm just gonna say that, but I love him. And James Van Der Beek's very good looking. Please, they're both good looking guys. But I'm gonna watch this year. This is an exciting cast.
Okay.
If only for Christy Brinkley. And your reaction tells me you're not gonna watch. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. This is another one of those stories where I'm actually glad Shane's here today because you're gonna watch Shane slowly fall asleep during the story. Next in the dish, the future of Spider-Man. Leo, take a reaction shot to her. Right, she's already asleep, yeah. The future of Spider-Man in the Marvel...
Sorry.
We're on the air right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right,
the future of Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is up in the air after Sony and Disney failed to reach a deal to share the character's rights. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, what? Let me try to explain this, because Miss Shannon's nodding her head. Guys, trust me, this is a huge deal for movies. Marvel sold the rights to Spider-Man back in the 80s to Sony Pictures before superheroes became guaranteed hits at the box office. Now, when Tobey Maguire played the role in 2002, its success prompted Marvel to enter the movie game, and well, we know how that ended. Spider-Man returned to the Marvel Universe in 2015, but now the future of these collaborations are in doubt because Sony and Disney, they can't agree on terms. Disney wants more money. Sony's like, we own him. And it also means that the Marvel president won't be involved in producing Spider-Man films anymore, which has a lot of fans, including me, worried. In layman's terms, again, all of the creative folks at Disney, I'm sorry, they're the ones that and the casting of Tom Holland, they are the ones that brought Spider-Man back from the dead. I'm sorry, Sony, they really are.
So he can't come back as Tom Holland, but he can come back as somebody.
Tom Holland can still play the role, but you'll never see, if this deal doesn't go through, you'll never see Spider-Man in another Avengers movie because all the Avengers are owned by Disney. Spider-Man's one of the few superheroes that are owned. I know, it's very weird. The movie rights go to Sony, so they have to play nice. Disney, Sony, I'm telling you, it is in the best interest of both of you. Interest is a word I can't say with my lip. It would behoove you. I can say that. No, I can't really say that anyway. It would be of you. Get it done! There we go. Yeah.
Get him a thesaurus.
Seriously, I know. Next in the dish, Pink is done with the online trolls and has a solution. She posted on Instagram challenging people worldwide to go one day without criticizing someone online. And if it feels, thank you, yes. Then she said, if it feels good, go with 2 days. Hashtag one day at a time. Pink has been the subject of a lot of mommy shaming over the years. We've covered it and usually tackles it head on. That's why I love her. And Shane, you're a mom. You and I have talked about this a lot when you're on the show every day. I will never understand, and I'm not a mom, but I will never understand, being a mom is hard enough as it is. Why do other moms want to mommy shame other moms when they are aware of how difficult of a job it is?
I will never be able to grasp it because every kid is different, every family is different, every mom is different. So what you do might not work for this person,
yes.
But why don't we all understand that? Because we're all doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Before you press that send button, there might be a circumstance with that child that you are unaware of. There might be, you're seeing 1 second of that kid's life captured in a photo. You may not, let me give an example of, oh my goodness, that kid isn't wearing a bike helmet. Well, maybe in that picture he's not, but maybe 2 seconds after that picture was taken, mommy put the bike helmet on. Does it make you feel good to do that? I don't know. I know you and I are preaching to the choir on this one. So
100%.
I'm going to do this starting tomorrow. And I don't criticize people.
I was just going to say, who are you criticizing online?
No, I only criticize producer Jeff in person. That's the only person, yeah, but that's not online, yeah. Jeff, are we going to make a deal a week without any criticism?
Oh, this won't happen.
Oh.
I've been in the meetings. It takes like 4 seconds before you two are like.
Oh, okay. Before we go to break, we'll ask Director Leo, turn on the microphone. Do you think executive producer Jeff and I can get through a week without criticizing each other? Okay,
Thank you, Leo.
I think we can. We're going to start after the fair, though. Okay, we have a lot more to come. We'll be back right after this, everybody.
Still to come on The Jason Show, a scene every Friends fan remembers.
Because she's your lobster.
But now it seems our friends were lying to us. We'll explain. Plus, one of the most profound moments in Bachelor history. Did Chris Harrison lie to us again? Ted and Shane break down Bachelor in Paradise. And just years after starting to cook, one Minnesota woman is now cooking for Chef Gordon Ramsay. This Masterchef contestant joins us live in studio to talk about why she started cooking and share a recipe from the show. It is our final show before the fair, so stay with us.
I've not worn a kilt as much as you would think, but I have. I wore a kilt at my brother's wedding and my sister's wedding, and I loved it both times, but they were both disasters because at my sister's wedding, I had to do the first reading because I was on the altar. It was a Catholic wedding. There was like 400 people in the congregation, and I'm sitting looking at my mum's in the front row, and she's looking up at me, and I'm looking down at everybody. My mum does this pious like this, and I think she's telling me to pray.
So you think she's saying, please pray?
I think she said, please pray. You should be doing. So I'm sitting there, and I go like this, and I put my hand, and she goes, no, this. And I look down at my leg, and my kilt is spread wide, and my leg is facing the whole congregation. So I slowly, cross.
And there is no. It is a tradition. There's no wearing of underwear, right?
There's no. That's. Oh yeah, I should have said that.
No,
we don't wear underwear under a kilt. So
yeah.
You're not supposed to. I definitely that day was not wearing underwear. Yeah.
Wow.
They're not wearing underwear?
I guess. In the church. I mean, that's okay.
Wow.
I checked with the audience. Everyone in today's audience is wearing underwear. We just checked. Yeah. Well, I don't know, Danny. I don't know, yeah. Gerard Butler on with Conan last night, Andy Cohen. I'm allowed to make these comments. I know him. Andy Cohen made a surprise visit to Jerry O'Connell's show, The Jerry O Show, last week, and Jerry tried to grill Andy the way Andy grills his guests. Did it work? Look.
Do you ever regret asking a guest a shady question?
Yes, I do. I asked Oprah if she had ever swum in the lady pond.
Some people you just can't touch, and
honestly,
Oprah's one of them. Even I'm offended by that, dude.
Yeah. Andy also said that no housewife is bigger than the Housewife franchise, and they are all replaceable. Wow. Well, I mean, they are to varying degrees, I think. I mean, New York's ratings, with its fact, went down when they got rid of Jill and Bethany left. They had a tumultuous couple seasons, but I think Bethany is one of those that are almost irreplaceable. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think New York absolutely needs Bethany. Nene on Atlanta, I think so, a little bit. She left and the ratings went down, but she came back and the ratings still went down. So, yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you, because for those of you who don't know, Shane used to work the red carpet. She interviewed stars before this job. Is there a question that you regret asking a star?
Well, I was interviewing Michelle Pfeiffer, who was already in a bad mood that day.
Oh, no.
She was in a bad mood from the second I got there, and she was with Zac Efron.
Okay.
And they kiss in this movie.
Yeah.
And he was like super hot at the time, so I asked her what it was like to kiss Zac Efron.
And what did she...
It didn't go over well.
Oh,
I should have read the room. I should have kept that. I thought we could have jokes.
Yeah.
And be fun.
But she
No.
wasn't into it?
No. That didn't, no.
It wasn't so much a question, but I think about this all the time, and it's just a regret. I was in New York for the movie with Kevin Hart and The Rock, Central Intelligence. And I'm interviewing, and then there was also another movie with Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones. It was a love movie around the same time. Anyway, yeah, you know which one it is. Anyway, so I'm sitting there in front of Emilia Clarke, and the first thing out of my mouth was, hi. Here's the deal. I'm not that big of a Game of Thrones fan, but, and I was trying to like compliment the movie, like that I loved her beyond Game of Thrones. She looked at me like I had just stepped on her dog or something. Yeah.
How'd the rest of that interview go?
Not well.
Yeah.
No, not well.
Yeah.
No, I don't lead with that, Jason. Maybe that's question like 3 or 4. Yeah. Next in the dish, the 25th anniversary of Friends is coming up, but now oh God, we're old. But now I remember the day it premiered, actually. Yeah, I do. I remember it. Oh, I do. Anyway, but now we're learning a theory made famous by the show may not be true. Look at this.
It's gonna happen.
Well, okay, now how do you know that?
Because she's your lobster.
Oh, she's going somewhere.
Come on, you guys. It's a known fact that lobsters fall in love and mate for life. And you know what? You can actually see old lobster couples walking around their tank, holding claws.
Well, sorry, Phoebes. Sorry. Listen to this, folks. That's not true.
No.
I know. Why do they
Why
have
are
to
you
spoil it?
ruining our Wednesday?
I'm not ruining this. The Maine Lobster Marketing Collaborative. I didn't even know there was such a thing. They're ruining it. They say lobsters are not monogamous and do not. They're hookers. Yeah.
Did you just call lobsters hookers?
We stunned that poor woman on the top row right there. She's like, I didn't think Jason talked like that. Anyway, lobsters do not pair for life. In fact, a male can mate with multiple females during encounters that last days to weeks. Now take a shot of that woman. There we go, yeah. Seriously.
Lobsters are dirty.
They're dirty. They go on for weeks and days. Give me a cigarette or something after this. You know what I mean? I need a break. Give me a smoothie or something. And a little. Can you imagine a cigarette with a little claw, little lobster, a little Marlboro? Yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
I think that woman left, didn't she? No, she's still there. Okay. She's looking at her husband like, why didn't we go to Twin Cities Live? Yeah. Still ahead, everybody. A contestant on the current season of Masterchef is in the house. We're chatting with her a little bit later. But next, we're getting you ready for the fair with some of our favorite memories, including that kid who had me laughing for weeks. We'll find out what he said when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. She's still here. That lady's still here. Well, at this time, okay, Leo, back up. Remember the lip, Leo. Remember the lip. Back up. No close-ups today, Leo. Keep going, Leo. There we go. I don't care about the empty seat today. There we go. At this time tomorrow, we'll be live at the Minnesota State Fair. Day one of the fair is tomorrow. We can't wait to meet all of you at the fairgrounds because, again, you don't need a ticket to the Jason Show. You just need a ticket to the fair. We're live every day but Labor Day. Well, of course, food is a big part of the fair every year, including a big part of the Jason Show. I'll definitely be biting into my all-time favorite food, which is the Gizmo sandwich. Now, we've done so many of these stories. People always ask, what's my favorite thing? What do I do first? This is my tradition. It is a loose meat sandwich covered in her homemade tomato sauce, smothered in mozzarella, and baked to a bubbly brown. It is, and that hoagie is made special for her. Her name is Carla. I love her. The meat mixture is made just for Carla. This started, her dad created this recipe in the basement of like an Elks Lodge. And she does our fair and she does the Iowa State Fair. It is on Machinery Hill. It is the Gizmo. You must have it. It's so good. I love you, Carla. Now, we always have fun shows at the State Fair. It's actually, we look so forward to it because I get to meet a lot of you all at one time. And they lead to some memorable moments. And here are a few of our favorites as we get ready. We're going to look at the past. Starting in 2017, our executive producer, Jeff, thought it would be a good idea for us to ride the new, at the time, that new giant Ferris wheel. So I teamed up with Shannon and our photographer, Eric. Well, one thing we didn't expect was, now here's the deal before we roll this, Director Leo. As we're walking to the ride, now Eric, photographer Eric, is up for anything. As we're walking to the ride with Shannon, Eric looks like he's going to get sick. And he goes, I don't really like Ferris wheels. And Shannon and I said, well, we probably should have known that about a day ago. Well, this is what happened.
What are we doing? We're going again? Yes! Why are we going again? Because we didn't really go the first time. We just loaded it with people. No.
See, now complete that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is so not cool.
It's very secure. It's not
I don't need this. Photographer Eric is coughing. We're moments from vomit.
It's bad. I can't believe it.
Eric just got sick and I'm moments away. Yep. Oh yeah. And I forgot to tell you too, I do not like heights and I do not ride Ferris wheels up until that day. So Shannon was there, we cut right. Shannon was mocking us two grown men. So she starts rocking the car back and forth, to which Eric got sick again. Yeah. Well, another favorite moment happened last year when I invited a young kid in the audience. Didn't meet him beforehand. I was like, hey kid, come on up to try one of the new State Fair foods. His name was Lucas, and watch what happened after he ate the food, and the owner is standing right there.
Okay, I'm gonna try one. Audience, where's not my sandwich people? Who would like to try one? Who would like to try one? Come here, buddy. You come down here. Let's give you one here. Let's give it up for our taste tester here. What's your name?
Lucas.
Okay, Lucas, go ahead and eat one of those. Let's see. You like sweet stuff, don't you, Lucas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and eat that. We'll give you a minute. Take your time. Lucas can take his time. So there we go. He's doing a thorough chew. Okay. I'm loving it. I love that you're taking your time on this. Okay, what do you think?
I don't like it.
Yep, that happens. And the owner of the business is standing right there. That's lovely. Lucas, come see us this year again. Be sure to come see us live every weekday at the Minnesota State Fair. We are live starting at 10. We're right next to the Giant Slide. Still ahead today, it's been a season of drama and breakthroughs on the new season of Bachelor in Paradise. Shane and Ted will join us to recap this nutter butter show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, things are getting steamy in Mexico, and more specifically Paradise, where former Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants are getting a second or third shot at love. And last night's episode was billed as the most profound in Bachelor in Paradise history, as Demi finally figured out what she wanted. Look at this.
And I've talked to you about, like, you know, how I've been having this confusion and how I've been thinking about someone else back home.
Yeah, I know.
And so she is here now, and I wanted her here so I could get some clarity. And whenever I saw her, like, I knew it was her.
Yeah, that's Demi breaking up with Derek to stay with the woman she's been dating back home. Yes, here to help break down the season so far are our experts, Shane and producer Ted Johnson. Give it up, everybody. Okay, so backstory, you two. What happened with Demi, Derek, and her friend, what's her name? Christian. Yeah.
Another Christian. There's two on the show.
Right. So Demi comes on the season and she reveals that she's been seeing someone back home, but she's still looking for love with Derek.
Okay.
Turns out that seeing someone was a little bit more than she let on to.
Is actual relationship. Is this her?
Yeah. And like...
Oh, yeah, that's more than just... That's...
Like, they're in love.
Yeah.
And she was, you know, doing this thing with Derek, and she was like starting to get in love with Derek. And Derek was in love with her. And so then she's like, oh, well, let me figure this out. And then they, of course, bring Christian on. And
Isn't it ironic that she had this person at home who shows up suddenly, and now we have this storyline? Producers are loving this. I feel like it was kind of all just set up to begin with.
Do you think it was staged?
Yeah, I think they're like, come on, Demi, we'll...
Of course.
Of course it was, yeah.
Get everyone talking.
To make matters worse, she's like Christian and her are staying there.
Yeah,
so they're
like
going to stay in paradise.
Making out in front of Derek now.
While Derek's just like...
They're staying?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's messed up. Okay, now all season, drama has been around Blake, Becca's runner-up. Why?
Well, basically, so remember when we were talking about that lobster earlier?
Yeah, the smoking lobster.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So you remember how he likes to be with a lot of women?
Yes.
Well, so does Blake, and particularly all the women who have been on The Bachelor.
Oh, really?
I mean, literally, he's probably hooked up with almost every woman on this island.
Seriously?
They all did it at Stagecoach, so that's where you need to start filming this reality show, the Stagecoach Festival.
So he's been with a lot of lobsters.
He's a dirty lobster.
He's a dirty smoking lobster.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ted, is he good television though?
Not really, and I have to go around and ask people, is Blake really that hot stuff? And usually the answer is no.
Yeah, Shane, is he a good...
So he came off looking really like cavalier and just a great guy on Becca's, was it Becca's season?
Yep.
Yeah, Becca's season. He looked so good. So I think women were like, oh, I'd love to date him. Turns out maybe he was just hiding the real thing or just really living it up now that everyone wants a piece.
He took off his shell. Yeah.
Tasha.
Thank you, audience. Thank you.
Tasha.
Yeah.
Christina. Kaylin.
Caitlin. No, not Caitlin yet.
Are these all the women that he's hooked up with?
Yeah. Oh, on the show.
Okay, wow. Okay, next. There was an epic fight that you two keep talking about, Christian and Jordan and Nicole. What happened with this?
So Nicole was really into Clay and Christian.
Okay.
Different Christian from Demi's Christian.
Not the lady Christian.
Yeah.
And Jordan, I think Jordan is kind of buddies with Clay, and he was like, I'm going to go run interference.
Okay.
And basically took out Christian in the most epic way.
Oh, is this a pinata fight?
This is the pinata fight.
Oh, so like a physical brawl.
Well, it started over the pinata.
Oh.
And then turned legit.
And so they both get kicked out, leaving Clay with the lady.
And
they're probably the most solid couple on Bachelor in Paradise right now.
The one real happy ending we see here.
But is that really solid if you're solid on Bachelor in Paradise? I'm just saying, yeah. Give it up for Shane and Ted, everybody. Still ahead. I mean.
Solid as a lobster relationship.
Yeah. Gordon Ramsay is one of the most intimidating people in reality TV. What's it like to cook for him? We're chatting with the Minnesotan on the current season of Masterchef when we come back. Back after this, everybody. Woo! Welcome back, everybody. Well, our next guest lives in Rochester and took her cooking skills to Gordon Ramsay's kitchen for the 10th season of MasterChef. How great is that? Her unique backstory and style earned her a spot in the top 9. Look at this.
Hello, Chef.
Right, I think a fillet of beef, and I don't think pressure cookers. Promise me the beef's not in there.
I promise you the beef is not in
pressure
there.
cookers on for?
So this one is gonna cook some wild rice.
Wild rice, tough grain, very hard
Yeah.
to open up.
I love it. It's totally Minnesota. So I want to put a little bit of my upbringing
Right.
on the plate.
Beef, tell me, it's something you cook often at home?
No, my husband is Hindu, so my family does not eat beef.
Yes. Give it up for Sherry Mukherjee, everybody. Hi, welcome to the show. So, let me just start. How intimidating is it to have him, Gordon Ramsay, about 2 feet away from you?
You know, at that point, it really wasn't intimidating at all. In the beginning, it's very intimidating. I mean, you see him on Hell's Kitchen, you kind of know what to expect, and it's scary.
Yeah.
It's probably the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life. But at that point, I feel like we had been around each other
You
long
get relaxed
enough.
a little bit?
Yeah, you get relaxed, and you start to realize that I'm here to cook. So sometimes he'll be talking to you, and you're like, hold up, chef, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And you just kind of leave. Where in the beginning, I would never say, hold up, I gotta go.
Yeah.
You know?
But I'm sure he probably respects that. It's like you have a job to do, just like he has a job to do.
Yeah.
So your background, this is interesting. So you started cooking 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Your husband's from India, and the family was worried that he would just eat salad with you. So you had to learn quickly
I did.
Indian cuisine. How difficult was that?
It was hard because
Yeah.
I mean, I literally taught myself. I just started going on the internet and searching and trying recipes, you know, going to the Indian store, finding spices, practicing, making a lot of errors, throwing away a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But, you know, you learn from each mistake that you make. And so that's how I just taught myself.
I thought of you because my aunt, my uncle is 100% Italian, and my aunt is not. And the in-laws were very, very judgy when
Yeah.
my Aunt Pat started cooking true Italian food. So what was your husband's family a little skeptical at first of your cooking?
You know, his family, not so much.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably other people in the Indian community where they don't believe that I cook. So a lot of times we go to parties and I would bring stuff and they would, you know, tell my husband that he did a really great job. Or they would ask which restaurant we're getting this from. Are we driving to Minneapolis to get this? Because we can't find this in Rochester. So I mean,
but that's a compliment, though, in a way. I mean, I'm looking at the positive. I'm looking at the positive.
It is.
Yeah. You grew up in Elgin, right?
In Millville, actually.
In Millville.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really small town.
That's how many is that?
Less than 200. I
Oh
mean, there's
my-
like more cows than people.
Oh, well. So so how did you, I've always wondered this with a show like Masterchef, how did you audition? Like, did you see it on a commercial? What was that process like?
So, really funny story. I was a terrible cook. My husband, 10 years ago, he sent in an application for me to be on Worst Cooks in America. And I still have the email. It's a true story.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously, I still have it. The producers kept calling and I was like, no. I mean, they make those people look like fools.
Yeah, yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so when we bought our house, we put in our TV and turned it on, and it just so happened the first season of MasterChef was on. And I told him 10 years ago, like, that's the show I'm gonna be on. And so I watched a few seasons and then got busy and kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And last year I happened to turn on TV and it was on and I just looked up casting. And so.
What did you have to do for casting? Do you have to talk to multiple producers?
Yeah.
I would imagine how many times do you have to cook for somebody?
Not as many as you would think.
Okay.
And so in the beginning, you take a dish, and we went to some hotel here in Minneapolis. It was an open call, and Chef Ramsay had sent his culinary team for the first time ever in MasterChef. And they taste your food. You get 2 minutes to plate it. They taste it. You don't know really who you're talking to. There's producers walking around asking you questions. The best thing is to just be yourself.
Yeah.
I just went into it. If I move on, awesome. If I don't, that's okay too. I mean, I'm a stay-at-home mom. If I get on the show, I have to find daycare.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Which is difficult.
You got to think of the reality. It's like, great,
Yeah.
I'm on the show, but I got to get daycare.
Yeah.
It's the reality of the thing. Can
Yeah.
you tell me, how did he like the rice, the Minnesota wild rice?
So they loved the rice so much that they told me it was the star of the dish and it overpowered a filet, black truffles, and langoustines.
Wow.
The dish was a hit.
Well, there we go. Now, speaking of dishes, we're heading into the kitchen, and she's going to make a dish she made on the show when we come back. Back after this. That's a compliment. I mean... We are back with Sherry from Season 10 of Masterchef right here on Fox. So... is there anything that he hates that you are kind of, you found out you should, like an ingredient that you should just not put in anything?
Not really an ingredient, but I learned that they hate yellow plates. Never plate your food on yellow. It like looks unappetizing.
Really?
They hate it. Yeah.
Oh, look, we have yellow placemats, everybody. That's okay, we'll get rid of those right after the show. That's great. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, other than that, what was the most, because people come here and they're like, oh, the studio's smaller than it seems on TV. What shocked you the most with the entire process? What was the biggest surprise?
I think the biggest surprise for me was actually how much I really wanted to win.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't go into it ever thinking, I want to win this. I went into it day by day. I'm just going to take it as it comes. And yeah, it was a shock to me.
The competitiveness kicked in.
Yeah.
You're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are we making today?
So today I'm going to do kind of a modern take on a caprese salad.
Love it.
I am gonna fancy it up a little bit.
With white plates, everybody. White plates.
Yeah,
there we go.
White plates.
Yeah.
And I also will show you how to kind of plate it, appetizer style too. So I have some beautiful heirloom tomatoes because they're in season.
Okay.
And these are locally grown down from where I'm from. So I'm just gonna cut up some. It's nice because they're different colors too, and they also have different tastes.
And I like that. It looks pretty on the plate.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Even on a yellow one.
You want everything to look pretty. That's the takeaway here. So.
How long were you actually in LA filming?
I was in LA, so I can't really tell you how long I was in LA. Oh, that's right.
See, I tried. I'm just joking. No.
I am a pro at this.
I know. I'm sure you are. Yeah.
The filming started. It was basically all winter.
Basically all winter.
Yeah.
How were the accommodations? I always want to know, like, the hotel they put you up in. Is it nice?
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
I mean, when we're there, you don't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I have to say that it really wasn't that bad. And you kind of miss it. I mean, coming back home, I have 2 young kids, and I miss kind of that freedom that, hey, I'm going to go to the bar at night, and I'm going to have a drink, and I'm going to take a bubble bath.
Yeah. And now you got the kids in your bath.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so right now I just put a couple of heirloom tomatoes here.
Okay.
And you can kind of switch up whatever colors you like. This is a basil in water solution, so I just ground the basil. I'm gonna make a foam.
Okay.
So I'm gonna teach you how to make a foam today.
I'm down with that.
Foams are trendy. So if you want to fancy up your food, make a foam.
Make a foam. I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm going to use some soy lecithin. I don't even know how to say that properly, but that's what I'm going to use.
Soy.
How do you pronounce that? I don't know. I should know this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There
it's a hard word to say, but it's basically in every food that you eat.
Okay.
So,
soy lecithin powder.
There you go.
I think so.
So I'm just going to add this. And if you don't have this, because this is kind of a specialty ingredient you can't just pick up at your supermarket, you can easily use cream and mix a little bit of cream and just, with the water, and that will help foam it too.
I'll stand back.
So, yeah, good idea.
My luck this week, yeah.
So I'm just going to make a foam, and all I'm going to do is just blend this with the immersion blender.
Okay. And foam is hot, so that's the big thing this year.
Oh, foam is big. Gordon Ramsay does not like foams, actually. That's something he doesn't like.
Okay.
So he told me when I asked him, because when I had my audition, it's like the one moment I know I'm going to have with him, because I don't know if I'm going to get an apron or not.
Yeah.
I made sure to ask him if he liked a foam, because everyone kept telling me he hated foams, and I like to make foams.
Yeah.
So
and he said no.
He said the only foam he likes is his shaving cream.
Oh, well. And there we go. And then you have to just stay away from that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I'm going to salt these.
A little kosher salt?
Yep, this is a little bit of kosher salt. You have to salt everything.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And
I have learned that with cooking shows throughout. People don't salt enough.
No.
Yeah.
And the chefs really like their food salty.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take, because I think it's kind of prettier actually to just rip the mozzarella instead of like fancy, like cut it. So,
fancy it up.
Yeah. I just think it looks prettier, actually.
Okay. And then after that, then
After the mozzarella, I'm gonna add a little bit of the foam.
Okay. Oh, that's easy. Okay, I could do that.
So it gets, and I mean, it looks pretty too.
It does look like it's fancy, like I didn't do it. Yeah, it does add a little fanciness to it.
And the flavor is really there too. I mean, that's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that this foam is really light in texture, but you still have like a crazy amount of flavor.
Is that caviar?
So, good question.
Thank you.
This is balsamic caviar. I made this myself last night. It's super simple, really simple actually. Just balsamic vinegar mixed with agar-agar, which you can pick up in literally any of your grocery stores.
Okay.
And you just drop it into cold oil. And so they look like little bits of caviar.
That is crazy. They do. They're little perfect circles.
Yeah.
This is what, agar-agar?
Agar-agar. And this is something that...
That's another word I can't say with this. Yeah.
You know, as a mom, I'm always looking for ways to get my kids interested in eating good food.
Yeah.
And I find that doing little caviars like this is a really great way. Like, they just think it's so much fun to help me.
And especially when it's not a fish egg. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my 4-year-old, though, he loves basically everything fish, so he probably would love a fish egg, to be honest with you.
Well, that's because his mom's on Masterchef, for heaven's sake. I mean, that's what happens. So what do you, okay, so you gotta go, but, so you can't tell us how it all ends.
No, I can't.
When will we find out? Do you know when?
You will find out, I believe the finale is airing the 18th of September. So
Perfect.
you'll just have to keep tuning in. They've switched it now, it's just on Wednesdays. It was twice a week, so now it's every Wednesday on Fox at 7 o'clock.
I have a feeling we're gonna be having her back and rooting her on. That's right. An all-new episode of Masterchef airs tonight at 7 right here on Fox. Look at that, it's beautiful. And if you missed this segment, don't worry, we're gonna put this whole thing on Facebook a little bit later, and full episodes are available on our YouTube channel. We will be right back to wrap things up right after this. That is beautiful. I can't with yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Wrapping things up. Shane joins me again. We were just, you know, everybody at the Minnesota State Fair, most companies, they hand out stuff. We are no different at Fox 9. So we have the Fox 9 bag this year that we give away at specific times. You just go to our booth and you'll see a schedule of when we're giving these away. And then Shane is giving away, or Shane has our glasses on.
With a little Fox 9 logo.
Yeah, Fox 9 glasses, and you can win those playing bingo, right?
Okay.
A bingo. So those are nice.
They actually feel pretty solid.
Let me see. I'm not going to put them on. I have a giant head. But anyway. Oh, those are really nice. Look at that. So yeah, you have to play bingo to win those. Are you ready for the fair? Do you have your
There's no way to prepare.
No, there's not.
Nope.
No, do you have a tradition with the kids? Like, is there something that you do every time you go?
I've never taken them.
What?
When you have to go to the fair for work every day, going back again with your children is a bit overwhelming.
Really?
And one of them's 2. Good luck.
Can
like,
I?
No
I'll
shot.
take them. I'll take them to the fair. Yeah.
Pineapple! Pineapple!
Why is Shannon screaming no?
That's terrifying. Remember that one time we were in an enclosed area and you lost my children? Like a very small enclosed area.
I lost them briefly. I lost them
6 times.
I lost them about a half dozen times. But your son is he moves quickly. I mean,
Yes, 2-year-olds are squirrely.
Literally, he was very squirrely, and I didn't know. He literally got in that enclosure.
You can handle the fair with them?
We'll get little bungees or something. Yeah, yes. You know, Shannon is being very direct with it. I should not do
appreciate
this.
it.
Yeah, no, I probably not a good idea.
If I don't even want to do it?
I probably shouldn't do it either, yeah. We will be at the Minnesota State Fair, though. Come find us. We are right by the Giant Slide. We'll be there live every weekday except for Labor Day. Live at 10 a.m. You do not need a ticket to come to the Jason Show, so you don't need to go through the regular reservation process. But you do need a ticket to the Minnesota State Fair. I will also be there live with my radio show starting at 6, because starting at the State Fair, the radio show will start to begin at 6 a.m., which I'm very excited about. So that's right.
Oh.
An extra an hour of sleep for Jason.
Yeah.
So yeah. So again, 6 for the radio show and then 10 a.m. for the Jason Show. And then the day after Labor Day, it is the 5th season premiere. Can you believe it? 5 years. It's our season premiere the day after Labor Day. Tomorrow, though, It is day 1 of the Minnesota State Fair. Stephanie Hansen will be here with some new foods to keep an eye on, plus much more. But right now, that's going to do it for us. If you're a kid watching that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at the Minnesota State Fair.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. I know. Literally means an extra hour.